Flash games. These interesting pieces of media are just as essential to the history of video games as the invention of the video game. That was only a mild exaggeration. These little goobers changed the medium of games forever with the amount of creativity and fun the average dude in his bedroom can put into slapping monkeys across the screen. Nothing. So I've decided that I will try to cover a slew of Flash games, big and small, before Flash gets shut down by the end of the year. Might have noticed I'm kinda late though, but like so is every game this year. Get off my case, YoriCards.com. Okay, with all that said, let's do a flashback. Wait, okay, now, is that like the actual phrase, let's do? Because I feel like I need a catchphrase or something. Is it let's pull? Do? Fancy Pants is like if Sonic and Rayman had a baby. The new ones, not the old stinky ones, not like Rayman 2, Rayman 2. It's the free-running-esque platformer where you speed through levels. That's pretty basic, but for a kid on a school computer that wanted to play on unblockgames.com, it was goddamn masterful. By the way, I'm talking about Fancy Pants 2 instead of the first one because it's like the most polished version of the first one before things get too crazy. And also, everyone played this one. The story is simple. You're just playing snail golf, the mayor gives you ice cream, and then the stupid mini rabbit comes out of nowhere and steals your ice cream. Do I care about the complexity of the rabbit's loneliness and depth as a character? No, I'm gonna kick that rabbit's ass! The controls are also simple. S is jump, up opens doors, no further instructions needed for rabbit homicide. Sure, there aren't a ton of buttons, but that's not a bad thing. You can do this neat backflip. If you have momentum, you can hold down to do the slide that hurts enemies. It's all these little things that are easy to understand. Fancy Pants Man himself also moves uniquely compared to most other characters in the platformer genre. He's a bit slow to start, kinda slippery, but it's pretty cool. Most of the time. The levels are constructed kind of like Mario 64 in the way that they're open to explore with optional challenges and secrets to find, but like Sonic in how it can mostly be about speed and getting to the level as quickly as possible. Except when it isn't. Why is there precision platforming in this Flash game? It's like when someone invites you over to their place to play one game, but then you play another game for the whole time and didn't get what you were promised, aka fun, aka Rayman 2? Okay, it isn't like that, but it feels like it. Okay, so remember when I said that Fancy Pants Man is slippery? So when you press left or right on your keyboard, he starts slowly but accelerates quickly. But when you try to stop yourself from pressing the other direction, you keep your speed so he has to slow down. Then he turns around, and it takes this man a while to slow down. So you might imagine the amount of mishaps that happen when jumping from platform to platform. Or I suck, but hey, you're not a cop. Sure, there aren't many sections where you have to do precise platforming, but when you inevitably mess up, and you have to make the trek up back to where you were, it breaks up the flow of the game, which gets pretty irritating in a game that focuses on momentum. You know what else keeps up the momentum of a game? Variety. These transitions are just so good. This game splits itself into 4 sections: main levels, secret levels, the transition areas, and the final boss. We'll get to that later. Oh, and snail golf. I guess there's 5 oops. Oh shit, the cops! In every level there's a different hole with a flagpole attached onto it. And there's a corresponding snail that you're supposed to kick into these holes, and let me say, not fun. The way that Fancy Pants controls doesn't exactly let you be precise with how you shoot the shell, not to mention that half the time you barely know where the hole is, but then there's also the fact that when, not if, you lose track of the shell and after a few seconds the arrow that indicates where it is will straight up disappear, and so will the shell in specific situations. To be fair, there is a signpost that says that this is just a side challenge for people that think the game is too easy, but to be honest, I think the word challenge got mixed up with confusing and irritating. What this game doesn't have me confused on is the secret levels. These where the personality of the game shines through and Fancy Pants actually becomes an adventure world too. Huh. The intricacies of the Flash community with the trophies being neat callbacks to the creators of their own iconic titles is honestly heartwarming. Listen, these aren't like the best platforming levels in the world. In fact, yeah, they're just pretty good to okay. But in 2008, these were so cool. It felt like people in their bedrooms could rival big companies one of these days, which did sort of happen. This is why I want to look at Flash games. I just appreciate how much people can do with this rinky-dink program, and Fancy Pants was one of the first examples to show off the potential of the medium. Final boss sucks though, bad game.